So Gini Wijnaldum is open to a return to Liverpool. Gini Wijnaldum is open to a sensational return to Liverpool, a sensational return to the club that he won a Champions League with in 2019, a sensational return to the club he won the Premier League with in 2020, and he's certainly open to a move to the Premier League. And Liverpool are obviously the team that has been linked with Gini Wijnaldum over the past couple of days, with the fact that he obviously was a Liverpool player for a couple of years. And look, even despite some of Gini Wijnaldum's comments that he said about Liverpool fans, and also some of the bad feelings in the air when he left Liverpool Football Club. Gini Wijnaldum will always still have a place in my heart as a Liverpool fan. He always will. Those goals against Barcelona, you can never forget them. You'll always remember them until the day that you die as a Liverpool fan. And he was a part of that. The start of the Klopp era. He was one of the OGs of the Klopp era. So Wijnaldum will always have a place in my heart as a Liverpool fan, but he shouldn't return to Liverpool. Liverpool shouldn't have him back, in my opinion. And it's not just because of what he said about Liverpool, but I do, it is part of that, but it's not just because of that. I do think there's other reasons behind it as well, and we will get onto that. But I think first of all, for Wijnaldum, wanting to leave PSG and come back to Liverpool or come back to the Premier League, first of all, it's kind of a mad story, isn't it? Because, you could all see it coming from a mile away that Wijnaldum wanted to leave Liverpool. And I suppose, first of all, let's discuss, why did he leave Liverpool? Why did he want to leave Liverpool? What was the reason behind leaving Liverpool? Well, it was pretty clear. Obviously, there was an issue with his contract. He wanted more money. He felt that he was, owed some more money. Liverpool had signed Thiago in the summer, who was on bumper wages. Wijnaldum was on nowhere near that amount, and he felt that he should earn that amount by what he's achieved for Liverpool Football Club and by playing for Liverpool over the past couple of years. And clearly money was the deciding factor, in my opinion, because when it was coming close to him leaving Liverpool, it looked pretty certain that he was going to go to Barcelona. That was the rumour mill. That was the discussion. He was going to link up with his former coach in Ronald Koeman, who he would have played under with the Netherlands national team, a manager that he'd know pretty well, of course, being Dutch. So that was the rumour mill. He was going to go there. He was going to play with Lionel Messi and all the rest. And that deal was on the table. He was going to move to Barcelona. His contract was due to expire. Liverpool have a wage structure in place at the football club, which basically means that you'll only get an upgrade on your contract based on how many goals you've got per season. It's based on data, statistics, whatnot. I'm not going to get into the whole ins and outs, but there is a wage structure at Liverpool Football Club that Liverpool never break. They very rarely ever break. I think Thiago was one player that kind of broke the wage structure a little bit. But you look at it, Emre Can, who left Liverpool a couple of years ago, he didn't get a new deal. Mo Salah currently ongoing at the minute, but I do think Liverpool will find a way to make that work. I mean, they have to make that one work. But in terms of Gini Wijnaldum, they weren't going to give him what he wanted. Gini Wijnaldum obviously wanted a extortion amount of money, and Liverpool weren't willing to pay for it. So he left the football club. He goes to PSG. Barcelona were the team that were looking like were the front runners at one stage, and you'd have to say that you could understand why he would want to go to Barcelona. But again, the money wasn't right. The deal wasn't there. So he said no to Barcelona, and he goes to PSG, who just so happened to be one of the richest clubs in football. Not the richest club in the world anymore, of course, but one of the richest, no doubt about it. They certainly have a lot of money. They have a lot of coin, PSG. So Wijnaldum comes in, big wages, big money. What could go wrong? Well, he doesn't get much game time. He doesn't play that much, and suddenly he realises that, it isn't all about the money, is it? And the grass isn't always greener on the other side. And he gets his dream of Messi coming to PSG. It couldn't be better. You've got Neymar. You've got Messi, Neymar and Mbappe playing in front of you in that midfield. I mean, what could go wrong? All you have to do is give them the ball, and surely they'll make it happen by themselves. But Wijnaldum hasn't really worked for him. He hasn't played that much. It hasn't really worked for him at all with PSG. And it's now looking like he's open to return to the Premier League and a return to Liverpool. But I just don't see him returning to Liverpool at all. I don't think Jurgen Klopp is a big fan of bringing back former players. He's even said this at times with his Borussia Dortmund days, and even with Liverpool as well, like the Coutinho links and whatnot. Obviously, they never came to fruition. And now you're looking at links of Wijnaldum coming back to Liverpool, and I just don't see Klopp bringing Wijnaldum back. And I just don't think he fits in with Liverpool right now. I think you look at how Liverpool have evolved since Gini Wijnaldum. Liverpool now play Henderson a little bit further up the pitch, and Thiago kind of plays in behind, and then Fabinho plays that DM role. But I think that midfield trio of Henderson, Thiago and Fabinho has worked really, really well. And it's actually made Liverpool a lot more attacking as well with Thiago in there. Thiago's getting a lot more game time now. He's blending more into the Premier League. He's getting more minutes. And he's fitting more into Liverpool's style of playing. You'll see as well, he's getting more licence to get forward. Hence why he started to get a couple more goals and whatnot. So I think with that current midfield and how Liverpool have almost evolved since Wijnaldum has left the club, I just couldn't see Klopp turning and getting him back in the side. I just couldn't see it. And also as well, like I said, the comments that he made about Liverpool fans was just a little bit silly and a little bit, I just didn't really understand them. Like, so to read out what he said when it went bad, I was the player who they blamed. On social media, if we lost, I was the one who got the blame. And look, I'm sure Wijnaldum did get a lot of blame. I'm sure he did get a lot of abuse, and unfortunately, it's one of them things on social media where a lot of players do get abuse when their team loses, and I certainly don't agree with it. But Wijnaldum was not the only one. You know, the Liverpool players get abuse all the time. It doesn't matter who you are. Steven Gerrard would have got a whole host of abuse off Liverpool fans down the years. Henderson gets abuse. You know, it was even the other night when Liverpool were playing Milan and Milan went 1-0 up, and I could see all the abuse coming in for Taki Minamino, and you're thinking, like, we've won 5 out of our 6 games. Why, you know, and Minamino's been in good form recently. Why is so many people giving him abuse? It's just one of them things. Unfortunately, you know, with the way social media is, players get abuse and everyone gets abuse. You know, people can leave me abuse in the YouTube comments down below. That's just the nature of how it works. And, you know, it'd be great if there was a way for, you know, these big social media companies, you know, like the metaverse or whatever they call themselves now, could stamp down on some abuse that gets put on Instagram and whatnot. And sometimes they do try and limit that abuse, but what can you do? What can you do? There's nothing really you can do about some of the abuse that some of these players get. And I think saying that and saying he was the only one who got abuse and sort of saying that's the reason why he left, I think was just a little bit poor. Like, that's not why he left. He left because he wasn't getting the money that he wanted in his contract. And that's why he left. That's why he didn't go to Barcelona, and that's why he went to PSG. It was for more money, you know, and unfortunately that's how it works. It wasn't because of game time, because he was getting game time at Liverpool. It wasn't because he wasn't winning trophies, because he was winning trophies at Liverpool. Fair enough, he'll probably win more trophies now at PSG because of the fact that you know, PSG are obviously very dominant in their league. I know they didn't win the league last year, but by standard, he's probably going to win more trophies at PSG, just given the nature of PSG's you know, money that they have. So he's probably going to win more trophies there, but he would be remembered more at Liverpool. He'd be remembered more as a legend, and he'd be talked about more. So it wasn't because of that. So what else could it have been for that he left? It has to be because of money. You know, it just has to be. So you know, he goes to PSG. It doesn't work out. He's open to a return to Liverpool. Don't see it happening. Don't see him going to Liverpool. I think Arsenal would probably be a good move for him on loan. I think they need a bit of an engine in their midfield. They need something. They need someone like a Wijnaldum. I think he could do a job with Arsenal. But it does go to show, you know, how the mighty have fallen, or how the grass isn't greener on the other side. And Emre Can had this problem when he went to Juventus. It didn't work out for him there. He eventually had to go to Borussia Dortmund. Coutinho, he went to Barcelona. It didn't work out for him there either. It seems to be a common theme. Players leaving Liverpool thinking they're going to get greener pastures on the other side, and it doesn't happen. And that's been the case here for Gini Wijnaldum. So yeah, just a quick video today. If you could leave a like and subscribe, I would appreciate it. My name is Aaron. I'll see you all in the next one.